Well, it is time to do some coffee paintings. I want to go a little bit through the thought process, and these are the pieces that we're going to be doing today. And I just kind of want to show you where we're going to end up with the snails, mushrooms, and an octopus. I already got the sweet nectar. Last time I made a big mess and spilt a bunch of water when I was trying to maneuver and work right here. There was some paper that I had purchased. Not the paper from the last thing with the 30% hot pressed cotton. It did say you can do wet on it, but I don't know if you can see this. This looks like a much thinner paper than what I like to work with. This is the paper I like to work with. Look how thick and nice this is. I don't even know if you can see what it looks like. Coffee painting is, we're gonna do some coffee paintings. Mixed up right here. See? Smells absolutely amazing. I just mix it till it's the consistency of, say, an India ink. And I broke my favorite mug that I was using to do the coffee ring looks. We're going to use the bottom of my little dino cup here. But it's a very thin edge because I still have 2 ravens left, and I have this 6x6 size ones because I wanted to do some that were napkin size. And this isn't square like a napkin, but it's the 5x7 size. The first thing I'm going to do is I've never used this type of paper. And even though it says it is just the Master's Touch, this is just a Master's Touch type. It does say mixed media. It does say it accepts wet and dry mediums. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with what it says. It's either going to be amazing or it's not. And we don't know what's going to happen with this one because even, I don't know if you can see, this is not the thickness. See, the other one I held up was bigger and it actually held straight. It's not the thickness I like. So there's that. It's acid-free pressed art paper. It should still have a very long life. And this is stuff that you put it behind frames anyway, or mats. So this is actually a pet food container thing. And I love it because it has a little handle. So upcycling. I get a lot of my containers from things like that. This one I think is the bigger, slightly bigger. So we're going to go with this one. This is the not numbered size. Hopefully I don't have any more coffee chunks. Sometimes I do see coffee chunks. We're going to have to let this set for a little while longer and get those chunks not chunky. Look at all the plaid around me. I do some iridescence and a lot of gold in my work. If you've looked at my work, you'll see a lot of golding. And I don't know if that's why, but I think some of it got into the coffee because I was looking at it in the sun. I don't know if you're going to really be able to tell as far as on the finished product. My coffee was shimmering as though it couldn't look any more delicious than just regular coffee. It really does look, I know, don't drink it now, right? But it looks spectacular. And I was like, So I went ahead and put a little bit more of the gold iridescence in it. Just a little. And who knows, maybe it won't show. It looks so delicious. It's not going to be, because the shimmers are very, very fine. I'm curious if the final product, especially once it's sprayed with the fixative, if it's going to have a shimmer. I don't know what I'm doing. Because I don't think you're going to be able to see it in the photos. I think if this works, it's going to be something that you see when you get it. And I don't want people to be disappointed when they get it. I don't want them to get it and go, what is going on here? I guess this is a real coffee painting. It's just mama getting fancy. Sometimes you have happy accidents. And I liked what I was seeing, so I added a little bit more gold iridescence. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed that this is amazing. Ooh, you can kind of just see a little shimmer already, but we'll see what it looks like when it's covered. You know, like when it's got the fixative on it. We're just gonna have to cross our fingers on this one. Okay, so I went ahead and signed the back and fingerprinted the back of one of them. And it does not show up on the front. So I'm super excited about that. I was really stressing out about that, like, oh no, what if it's so thin? you can see through it, like, you know, because obviously you would have it framed out, matted, and put in a frame, and you just don't want a fingerprint or the signature to really show through. White on white, I just don't think, yeah, you're going to be able to, let's say it has a matte or whatever, you're just not going to be able to see it. So I am super relieved about that. It definitely is a lighter poundage. Coffee is definitely mixed media. I waited for our stuff to dry. It looks like the bottom of the cup I decided to use was just fine. It looks really good. Issue with the thinner paper, because this is thinner than that. Now you can really see with the light behind me. It's thinner than the paper that I'm used to using. Dry now, so I'm seeing a permanent little and I know the back doesn't really matter. So, it smells like coffee. Oh, it smells so good. So far it looks really good, but again, it's the back, doesn't really matter, but I am not particular to this because I fingerprint all of my art. So it's permanently authenticated. No certificates are required. So let's do that. Oh, I just really love the shimmer. I'm really hoping that when we coat this, that it's gonna show up like this. So the first thing that I always do when I'm working on these coffee paintings is I'm gonna do my rings, and then I do the little splattering effects and do them all in sorts of different designs. It's just kind of fun. Again, I guess you would say it is really close to the freestyle way of painting, and I really enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now we're going to work on a little bit of the mushrooms here. I'm going to do them really light at first, again, because I'm trying to think constantly about how this paper is thinner. So I'm having to think a little bit more about the painting than normal with the thicker paper. I decided to just go with a whole, like, cute little mushroom fungi, because I'm a fun gal. A fungi painting, and see how it kind of turns out with that. And then of course once I got the mushrooms on, I'm like, well, they're super cute, but you know what we really need is we need some little snails. That's what we need. Just a couple little cute snails. Okay, we'll do 3 cute little snails, and that will be really good. I haven't done snails in a while, so I gotta do some more snail arts. Now the snails were a little bit small because this is only on a 5x7, so it was a little tricky, but it's not like something I'm not generally used to. You just kind of have to slow down and take your time a little bit more and get things where you would like them. It's really fun to paint with coffee. I hope you try it out. I do have some other videos on my channel. I love creating things, and the Impromptu Life is all about creating things and building things and garden and health. I have a pink apple pie video and another video where I've made chicken soup with the whole chicken, and that's a really cool video if you like that kind of stuff. I do have other coffee painting videos where you see more of the process. Now this is a little trick here that I'm going to be showing. I do believe I showed it in another video too, and what we're going to do is once the coffee is dry and I've got the solid color I want, I'm actually going to go the opposite direction to get textures that I want. So what it's hard to see is this is actually dipped into the cleaning water, and I'm going through and re-wetting the coffee, because on a smooth enough paper you can actually dab. You just have to wait a second, and depending on how long you wait will depend on how light your dabs come out. Dabs, is that even a thing? I don't know. So, but it gives a lot of your paintings that texture that you might be looking for, because with coffee, unlike other mediums, you really can lift. And it's something that I really love about it as a medium. Instead of like applying white, I can lift to get the lighter shades and white. So I just love doing, you can do anything like with this, like scales, skin bumps, which is what we're kind of doing right now. It's just, and you can also do highlights, like if I wanted to highlight, which I do a little bit right now, have a little bit on the eyeball. of like a silky or a wet look. It's kind of just a really fun part of painting with coffee too, because again, you don't really know exactly how it's going to come out because it's clear water that you're putting on. And well, it's kind of clear. Obviously, that's dirty water. But when you're putting it on, it's hard to really see unless you angle your head and can see the shine of the water, which I'm trying to show here. It's kind of like, okay, did I get all the spots in the right place or where I wanted them? And there's been a couple times I've painted some pieces where I kind of had to go back over them and, okay, I didn't want that much spots there, or you know what I mean. But this one, it came out really, really well. I just wanted him to look a little realistic, but obviously he's painted with a coffee. And I was really working with the values. And the thing I do love about coffee is it really does teach you just to work with your values, because you only have your darks, mediums, and your lightest lights to get the subject to pull out. I went ahead and put spots on our mushrooms here. I just love it. And I can't wait to spray it tomorrow and get them listed. And thank you for joining me, and we will see you again really soon. Have an amazing week.